What's up, fellow adventurers? Mystery Man here, along with Unsnagged Mouse 2. Just wanted to pop in before we get started with session 4. There was some technical difficulties with getting a stream going, and unfortunately, due to work-related reasons, as usual, I was late coming to the session. So when I got into the session, they had already started, and I was able to get my recording software going and at least get the latter part of the session recorded. And Mouse, if you want to tell us, how you introed the session, how much time had passed, and what was going on, and kind of what happened up until that point. I know we did a little at the beginning when I had joined in, but I thought this might be an opportunity to kind of go into a better explanation for the viewers.
Absolutely. So, to recap, there's been about a year's worth of downtime between the end of Brain Bud Conspiracy and where we picked up in tonight's session. In that year's worth of time, Braun had been working with his Order of Paladins to try and hunt down and find the source of all this infection. And recently, as in like this last week, has been hunting down a new breed, if you will, of fungal monstrosity that's been tearing its way through the Moken Pact. Madeleine, our fuzzy, fluffy, oh-so-friendly Tabaxi rogue, got involved with a group of criminals out in the Kingdom of Van, specifically out in a area called the Tents, where she became a hired blade for that group. She was rewarded with a very fancy cloak that I won't get into what it does quite yet. I'll let her reveal that when she's ready. Tazy Fan the Fifth, our eccentric, shall we say, goblin living taser, spent a year hunting down a magic item called the Rod of the Pact Keeper and had some interesting encounters with their patron. Regina had spent the year in Murkwell, surprisingly, training herself to increase her strength and dexterity scores, and also helping to rebuild. She's kind of become like not a well. I mean, you're all local heroes, but she's the local hero who kind of stuck around to make sure things worked out. From there, Tazy was sent back to Murkwell after getting visions from their patron of unfortunate events to come, revolving around that area. Madeleine was also sent to Murkwell after her boss had told her that some unsavory types had been spotted around there. The party met Regina. They had a nice breakfast together. They went back to the Brodross Manor, which is still caked in ash from the fire that had happened a year ago. But inside, they met with Atlas, who filled them in as best he could on what had been happening. 4 individuals from the town had disappeared, one of which was a child, but they don't really care all that much because the child kind of just wanders around the forest. From there, they went to go backtrack a little bit. It's Harvest Festival time. So the town's gearing up for their Harvest Festival. They rely on entertainment, games, food, that sort of thing from the Fey folk, who are currently camped outside the northern edge of town in their own little campsite. The party went to go investigate around there to see if they had found anything or heard anything lately. On the road, they met I believe his description was Asiatic descent gentleman named Ayoshi, who said he would help them as his monastic order has always believed in helping the common folk. That is when the party got to the campsite and began asking around, where they met a real greaseball of a Fey folk who told them that the only thing they've heard lately is weird howling sounds from the forest. About halfway through the first watch, because the party decided to camp out there, the same bone-chilling howl roared out across the forest and had paralyzed most of the party with fear, Aoshi being the only one able to stand and ready himself for combat. Skulking out of the forest was this undead, clawed abomination. Combat soon ensued, and about halfway through, our good friend Braun came rocketing out of the forest, which is about where the video should pick up.
All right, awesome. Well, now that you're all caught up, we'll go ahead and cut over to where Braun heroically busts through the trees, and that's where our recording starts. Once again, I do apologize, guys. We'll try to have this better planned next time, and let's get you over to that, and you can see how the battle takes place and what happens after. Thanks again for understanding, and as always, adventure on.
Bye-bye!
What's up, guys? Mystery Man here with Adventure On. We're bringing you Session 4 of Mushpocalypse. Unfortunately, I was late. We had no way to record the beginning of the session, but now I'm here, I'm recording, and Mouse here is going to take it away and tell us what we missed up until this point.
As soon as I finish eating this Dorito. Yes, would be Session 5. Unfortunately, real life happened, so this is Session 4. It has been about a year since the events of the Brainbud conspiracy in the town of Murkwell. The party has been through various things since then on their own solo adventures. Hazy did some exploring around to find a magical artifact at the behest of their patron. Regina decided to stick around and do some strength and dexterity training in Murkwell and help rebuild that village. Our good friend Madeline got into some hijinks, shall we say, and joined up with a sect of criminals out from the tents and became an assassin. Each person was awarded a magical item or bonus of some kind to their character sheet, with the exception of Dracos, who no one knows what happened to him in universe, and Braun, who up until this point has been working with his just lost my Dorito with his Order of Paladins. Speaking of Braun, we cut to you now, totally away from this combat scenario. You are charging through the forest after having hunted this undead abomination that's been stalking around the Moken Pact. You are hot on its heels when you enter through a clearing and come across not only the thing you have been hunting, but some familiar faces. So, Braun, the Owlbear link should be in Mush Game Info if you're not already in here.
I'm in here and I've got my token ready.
Awesome. Feel free to place your token somewhere around here.
Okay.
Keeping with initiative, though, Madeline, our sneaky cat, you are up.
So, I'm going to try yet again to nail this thing with a short bow shot. Please, oh please, oh please. 7.
At least it's not a 1.
At least it's not a 1. But, dang it.
Real quick, you do hear the heavy clopping of what may be an armored steed coming through the forest.
So, not knowing what that is quite yet, I am going to head around this tent. So 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 feet over to the other side of the tent. And then that'll be my turn.
Alrighty, Braun. You come charging through the tree line, breaking through, coming upon a campsite where it seems like some fight has broken out with your quarry. This is when you would notice your old party is here from the Brainbutt adventure you had some time ago. Accompanied by a new face, but introductions can be had later. What are you doing?
I bust through the brush in the woods. I see it's a little foggy, and as the fog clears, let's see. I yell, "All will be cleansed!" And I pull out my javelin of lightning that I got from our previous adventure a year ago, and it's sparkling above my head, and I throw it at, let me see.
Do you speak the activation phrase?
I'm going to move here, and my activation phrase, I forgot what my activation phrase was. What? Oh, it said something on the javelin, didn't it? What was it? I did not put that in my notes.
Oh no, looks like you can't use your magic item now.
Oh, shoot.
No, I'm being a smartass. Give me a second to pull it up, and I will tell you what it is again. But go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay.
Something about the heavens. I forget it
Pierce
too.
the heavens.
Pierce the heavens. That is what it was.
Yeah.
So,
But the Tabaxi never forgets.
yeah. So I yell, "Pierce the heavens!" And a natural 20.
Oh, shit. Okay. So, roll me a D100, and we'll get you an extra crit effect.
Okay, let's get that D100.
I'm charging in like the hero. Steal the thunder away.
8. 8? Or is that 80?
No, it's
No, that's
8.
8.
Roll it again.
Again?
Yeah. That effect makes literally 0 sense.
Oh, okay. 25.
Damn it, DC.
Roll again?
No. I'll just choose something fun.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and roll all your damage.
Let's see. Oh, I should have thought ahead on this. There's no enemies in between me and the abomination, is there?
No.
Oh. Well, most of the effect comes from on its way there. So, that's only... Oh, on takes damage from the javelin plus 4d6 lightning. So it does. I did that wrong last time. So wow, it only takes 5 damage from the javelin, and then
It'd be 10 because of
well, and then I do 4d6. How do I do multiple d6? On
Just hit the D6 button as many times as you need.
Oh. 23 plus 5, and then whatever the crit is. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 28 plus whatever your crit is. However you crit.
So, I'm going to let you describe this. But by the end of your description, you're going to be piercing this thing's eye.
Okay. So as I yell, "Pierce the heavens!" and the fog around me, you see start to crackle with a yellow, almost sparkle and glow as it gets sucked into the javelin and lights up with a yellow aura, and I throw it. And as I throw it, trailing behind it is a cone of electricity, and it stretches as the javelin flies through the air, pierces the abomination into the eye, and then all of that stretched lightning rubber bands back to the javelin and hits it as well.
So all of this happens, and lightning racks this thing's body that stands up, and it's going like screaming the entire time. It looks real fucked up, like it's just barely hanging on to what it may even call life at this point.
Yay.
It is still alive, though.
And
Ooh.
let's see, I'm going to also... No, actually that's my turn. I'm going to end my turn.
Alright. Tazy, you are up.
Alrighty. Tazy, seeing this beautiful lightning spectacle, he's going to pop out from hiding. And he's going to hold up his Rod of the Pack Keeper, use its only charge, to regain a additional spell slot. So I am going to try my hand at Witch Bolt one more time.
See if you can live up to it.
Lightning seems to work. Take this, spell, beast.
Oh my god! It was
You
so
didn't.
not worth it.
It's 1 point worse than your last two.
Oh, no.
Okay. I've wasted 3 fucking spell slots on this stupid spell that never fucking works for me. I give up on it. I quit it. I hate that spell. Never using it again. Alright. I guess I'll finish my movement and go back here, but I can't hide.
Gotta go see the
since I already used my
Pokemon
bonus
move deleter.
action. Alright, that's my turn.
Alright. It is the Infector's turn. The Infector, upon realizing that it is very much not in a good position, lets out this dense cloud of these sickly yellow spores that quickly fill the area and makes what sounds like a cackling sound as it starts to move further away from the area. Ayoshi and Regina, you can make op attacks, but they're going to be at disadvantage.
Because of the spores.
Yep.
Aren't I still within like arm's reach of the creature, or is it moved past it?
You get an op attack. So as moving away, you get to make an attack.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Alright. I'm just gonna punch it.
Okay.
Six points of damage.
You can make a swing with your axe.
Hmm.
I mean, if Regina wants to punch it, Regina can punch it.
Yeah.
Punch it square in its chest.
Dirty 20.
Break another rib.
4 damage.
Where was that roll when I threw?
Yeah, where were any of those rolls this whole fucking fight? Jesus.
No kidding me.
The moment you
Ugh.
decided just punch him, dirty 20. There you go.
But you can both feel your attacks land, and this thing cries out in pain. But it starts to escape off into the night.
You.
Leaving behind it a sickly green trail of what might be blood or whatever this thing calls its life essence.
Is my javelin still in its eye?
Your javelin is still inside of it.
Oh no.
As far as you know.
So are we out of combat then?
Yes, you are not in a combat situation for now.
I would like to investigate to see if my javelin happened to fall out, or if we're going to have to track this thing down.
Sure, roll an investigation check for me.
Teasy's not gonna waste no time. He's just like, fuck it, let's go.
It's like, let's go.
9.
It's getting away.
Okay, Braun, you kind of find where this thing's tracks are, because, I mean, it's not a hard thing to track right now. About 15 feet out into the forest from camp is where you find your Javelin of Lightning. And stuck firmly to one end is what once was this humanoid's eyeball. And you can see, it's stuck in at a point where, like, the iris and shit is looking out at you. It stares at you.
Like it's still sentient?
Like it's still sentient.
Well, I kind of hold back, vomit, and I shake it off and fling it to the ground, and then put it on my back.
Okay.
I then walk back to the party, and I go, some familiar faces! And then, Ayoshi, remind me what you look like again?
Sure, yeah, she is a wood elf, dressed in monk garbs, carrying a short bow as his Kensei weapon. Dark hair, pointy ears, tan skin. Young lad.
As I get up to you, I'm like, a new face? And I hold my head as it starts pounding like I'm having a really intense headache. And I look at him and I'm like, I feel like I've seen you before. Maybe in a past life. I'm Braun, and I stick up my hand.
Okay, sorry about that. So, Ayoshi kind of goes, it is possible that we have met in a past life. My ancestors believe in the souls of the dead passing on to newborn life. So you may be right in that regard. It is a pleasure to meet you. I extend my hand. Give you a nice foregrip shake.
All right.
So is this human a friend of yours? I asked the rest of the party.
Well, real quick, Tazy, did you still keep running off?
When I got to where Braun was at is where I would have stopped. And, I would have noticed the eyeball on the ground and picked it up and put it in my pouch.
This will be good food for Trike later.
And
with the question of friend from Ayoshi, Madeline kind of sneers. Manner of speaking.
oh, I thought our adventure was grand, Madeleine.
Yeah, it was especially grand when you puked all over the forest floor. That was awesome.
Oh, don't remind me. And the orc, Regina. And I stick my hand out to do like the Predator handshake and the Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator, where he goes, Dylan.
One of these.
Yeah.
I
Dylan.
get my hand off my wound that's been bloody, and I return the handshake.
And as I pull my hand away and there's blood on it, I pull out a cloth and wipe it off, and I go, it seems like you've been hurt.
I don't want to talk about it.
And
Real quick, DC, can you do me a favor?
yeah.
Roll me perception as you're wiping off this blood.
Oh God, 7.
Hey Regina, I'm gonna send you a DM real quick.
Does it smell funny?
Now, out of character, DM is when I missed the fight against when we went back to town to try to save Brodross, and what was I just a background character in that, or was I gone?
You were a background character for that situation.
Okay, I just want to because when I role play, didn't know whether I should act like I was there or I was not.
No, you were there for all of the prequel. It's just now that everyone's had their year of separation.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what did you do for your downtime? We all explained our stuff that we did.
He was tracking that thing, wasn't he?
Recently, he had been tracking this
Yeah,
thing.
well, and the past year, I had been with my sect of paladins. I told them of what had happened in Mirkwood, and just throughout the year, we are tracking these beasts and seeing if we can find any clues, to make sure they're eradicated and, where the source might lie, which we have not found. But although you would think after a year, my stomach would be able to handle these beasts still, but you can tell that while I do enjoy killing them, it makes me very uneasy, and I lose my rations a lot of the time through vomiting.
One question, DM. Am I still feeling the effects of my brain of what's going on?
I mean, you've got a wicked headache, but that could just be from combat fatigue.
Alright. Well, yeah, I was freaking scared the whole goddamn time.
When
sorry.
I look, how does everybody look health wise as I'm glancing over the party? Like, do they all look pretty banged up?
Regina is not looking too hot. Regina is the only one that got hit that whole fight? Really?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys stayed back.
Well, I pull out a potion of healing, my only one I have, and I bite the cork out of it and spit it, and I hand it to her.
It's not very hygienic, says Ayoshi.
I go to take it and swig at it.
I got 2 potions of healing. I could have given her one.
Okay, so you're gonna heal for 10 hit points real quick.
Nice.
I kind of twisted my ankle while we were fighting. I'll just need a few minutes to rest out. She kind of sits down and starts kind of rub his ankle, kind of cure the 15% of movement or 50 feet of movement he lost.
Roll me a dexterity check or fuck it up even worse. I'm
Seriously?
joking. I'm joking.
Genuinely?
I know, I'm joking.
Dude, that would have been crazy. Like, roll to set your own ankle
Yeah.
or dislocate.
You go to sit down and you twist your other ankle.
Are we getting a long rest after this?
Ancient texts.
That entirely depends on what the group would like to do from here.
I feel as
I
if
am tapped out on everything. I would like one.
I feel like we should rest before trying to find this thing, because, like Tazy said, he's tapped out. So,
but then give it
my
time
rod.
to heal and recover.
listen, if you want to chase after something when someone else can't fight and put them in danger, that's on your conscience. They're holier than thou.
Ah, I see. All must be cleansed, but I can't let my friend down.
ADM, quick question. We finished the first shift, right? For the night?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Ayoshi will volunteer to stay up for the second shift. If needed. Nobody's against it. Alright.
Against what?
Madeline.
You taking second shift?
I'm going to go out on a limb here. Is this statue in the middle, is that Zugatmoy?
Wrong.
That is
Raoul.
Rahul.
Oh.
It's his resting place.
That is his grave.
Oh, Rahul.
Right.
Where's Brodross's resting grave? He didn't make it out, did he?
No, you missed it. Guthar hit Brodross with a nat 20 drain life spell, and Brodross turned into like a husk. And then got temporarily reanimated by the spores, but he didn't actually get to do anything.
And I imagine somehow when he got reanimated, he was somehow less disgusting.
No, you already take Brodross and you make him like 10 times worse.
Oh God!
Don't be saying shit about my boy Brodross.
Oh.
The first
Ron
time we
would
ran
have
it, he was
vomited
like a
anyway.
hero by the end of it.
Yeah,
I respect that man.
we saved him pretty good. Pushing his.
How did we put
Out of
it?
the
What,
window.
like the movie Thinner or something?
Yeah.
I remember in our beta run through of this when we're trying to push him out the window. We're like, oh.
So, a couple of people are wanting to do a couple of things before they go back to sleep. Well, actually, it's just one person, but
You shut up.
no, I will not shut up. Steve, do you want me to pull you aside in a private chat for this?
Sure, if you want.
Alright.
I already
I'll
had
be
it
right
in my
back.
inventory.
Oh, I just didn't know if you're going to do anything more with it outside of that.
If it was continuously doing something, I would definitely like to figure it out.
Okay, alright, we will be right back then, guys.
Chance to
Yay!
roleplay.
Private roleplay. How do you do that, like, in person? Do you just, like, step into a different room?
Pretty much.
yeah.
Just walk away from the table.
Yeah, that's how I did my in-person session. And when we went out to have a smoke break, that's when the DM, he was like, okay, they're done smoking now. You tell them to come in and me and you will go out there. And we would just pass off.
That's fun.
Either that or people will utilize stuff like Discord or other messaging apps to just kind of get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hello.
They're
Oh,
back.
That was
Yeah,
very
it was very easy. As you all are reconvening and figuring out your plans for the rest of the night, Tazy approaches with something rather gruesome in his hands.
Well, it's in a sack, a pouch, and then I pull it out, and it's got these tendrils still attached, squiggling around, and you can see the eyeball, the iris looking at you all. As I'm saying,
It appears to be trying to escape. And it's heading off, trying to head off in that direction.
and I point in the direction of where the beast ran off to.
I have a plan. We could possibly use it as a way to track this creature. But for now, I suggest we get some rest and tend to it in the morning. Are you all okay with that plan?
brilliant.
I have an idea, Tazy. Madeline pulls out of her adventurer's pack a hooded lantern and pops it open. Why don't we stick Mr. I in this?
You don't like my tie-up pouch?
Well, this way everybody can see it.
But it can also see us.
You can still keep it in the pouch, but put it in the lantern. That way
Okay.
it's not able to wriggle its way out.
But do we really all want to see it?
It's gonna be in a bag. Suck it up.
Oh, okay.
Alright, your idea works.
And I stuff it in there, put the bag over it.
I'm just poking at my wound.
And then
I can't
Taser
feel
would
it.
like to get his sleep for the night because he is gassed.
Hold on. Steam, would you mind saying what you just said again, please?
Poking at my wound, it's like, I really can't feel it, but it looks pretty bad. Just poking at it because I'm bored.
it is a good idea.
I mean, the wound is closed. The bleeding has stopped. However, the numbness is not a side effect of a healing potion. That's not a thing it does.
Ah.
We must see a doctor. You might be infected. Lots of bacteria around.
I seem to remember a year ago we were able to make some
I'm
sort
just
of mushroom concoction that counteracted the effects of the infection.
Oh, yes. I still have some of that stuff.
Do you?
How's it infected? It's healed up. It just doesn't
It's just
hurt.
that
I don't feel
that
anything.
Year old. I mean, it's not hot no more.
So, Tazy, do you open the flagon you had this thing in?
Well, I kind of. Who was the one who was asking about it again? Braun? Yeah, I kind of open it right next to him and said, "Here, look!" And I put it right by his face.
What does it smell like?
Okay, so it's soup, but it's been in a leather flagon for over a year.
Fermenting?
Fermenting. Unopened for a year straight.
I collapse to my knees. That's worse than the eye.
Did you have to?
Ah, yes, a fine vintage.
I kind of put the lid back on it.
I don't know what your problem is. This doesn't smell bad to me.
Just get it away from me, and I pull the cloth back out and realize it has Regina's blood still on it, and I throw the cloth to the side, and then I wipe the vomit with my hand. Wipe the vomit off my face with my hand, and then shake it off onto the ground.
No, seriously, Tazy, that stuff's rank. I should know I have a pretty decent nose.
And he might enjoy different types of smells.
So what are we doing? We just all gotta keep trying to make the night puke?
No, let's rest. Please let's rest, and then we'll track this thing in the morning like we discussed.
I still have a few ideas.
If Regina would like, I give her some of this stew.
No, you can give it to the knight in Shinyama.
Okay, I'll just hold on to it.
I put it back in my pouch and go make my bed for the night because I am tired.
Madeline kind of looks over at Ayoshi. You got this covered?
You can rest.
Alrighty, so everyone is going to benefit from a long rest.
Yay!
By the time you all wake up in the morning, Ayoshi, you would probably see it because they come back a few hours later. The Fey folk that were inhabiting the camp have come back, and they're kind of poking around, seeing what happened. A couple of them ask you for what happened, and I assume you tell them.
Yeah, I wave them as soon as I see them. I welcome them back. It's their camp, obviously. We're guests there. And I would inform them that we fought a creature and we seem to have chased it off, and the area should be clear. And now that we've had some rest, my group will attempt to locate this beast and deal with it. Just to summarize what I relate.
Yeah. The pompadour greasy one that had been interacting with you all originally thanks you for your service and actually goes into his tent and comes out with a metal box that is pleasantly warm to the touch.
Yeah, thank you.
Inside, it is a noodle-based dish of sorts. covered in a red sauce with chunks of mystery meat.
It's like one portion for one, or like enough for the group. How big is this?
I
box?
mean, if you
Like, it's not a bento box. It's like
it's like a lasagna.
box.
Say lasagna.
It's not lasagna, but it's in a lasagna dish.
It's a spicy.
Okay. It's a spicy.
Yeah, they just served us bitch lasagna.
I forgot you got Italian say here. All right, cool. I gladly accept. I thank him and I bow deeply. I head with the box to the party as they're waking up, and we have breakfast. The faithful have returned. They've been gracious enough to grant us some food for saving their camp. Let us feast.
I dip 2 fingers in, scoop some out, and try it.
Very savory.
No concept. Nice.
No, it's good food. Food for the soul, one might say.
Do I see Regina
Awesome.
do this? Dip her fingers in?
No.
Okay.
I do.
As funny as it is, but for the sake of not slowing things down, no.
Okay.
Oh,
Ayesha kind of like looks at this and kind of thinks to herself, this might be like a local custom, and I don't want to be rude. So I'm like,
Okay, now you see people just sticking their hands in the breakfast.
is that not how you do this here?
I say, while I
Don't want to be rude.
while I appreciate the kind gesture, I must eat something from my homeland, and I just pull out a regular ration and start eating it instead.
Hardtack and salted meats. Breakfast of champions.
Yep.
Excellent.
Is going
I
to
was
use
about
the
to say
same.
full on MRE.
Yeah.
We've got
Tasey's
Cajun
gonna use the
seasoning
same
right
hand
there.
that he was holding the eyeball with to scoop some of this breakfast.
It
I'm glad I
came
got my
with like
portion
a
out.
serving spoon and everything, and y'all are just out here.
I blame
Madeline's using a dagger.
Hey, I didn't find the sticks, okay? There were no sticks.
Regina.
I
I
don't know
was gonna say,
about metal
listen,
things.
only one of you is
how else is a orc supposed to eat?
with
That's-
forks and knives. Food is just a fight as any other. Anyway, you all get your breakfast in you, and I assume at some point someone is like glancing over at the path this infector carved through the forest.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Madeline has
I would
put a
have head that
lantern
way.
out at the side.
The faintly glowing green blood from the night before is nowhere in sight. There is an odd sense among the party, though. Would everyone mind giving me a religion check?
Oh heavens.
Sucks. 13.
11.
10.
5.
Okay, and I'll roll for Regina real quick, too.
Thank you.
Wow.
Nice.
Good grief.
16.
Not even the paladin rolled that high.
Yeah.
Oh,
Blackened.
So, Regina, we'll say your primal intuition with the earth. Something. You've been to a holy site before. You know what hallowed ground feels like. This feels like that, but wrong. It's hallowed ground, but whatever is behind this is not a nice thing. DC, you and your innate religious self would recognize this as basically the antithesis to a holy site.
Oh.
It's something not of
Something
this
feels
world.
off.
Something not of this world has taken root in the very soil you are now standing on.
Something feels off.
I agree. I don't feel like it's safe here. I feel like bad things may have happened here.
Well, we did
Which
fight
way
the
is that
monster.
eye pointing?
Was
Yeah,
it
I
still
pull out the
pointing
hooded
off
lantern
that
with
way?
the eye.
Like beating against one side of the lantern.
The pouch that was previously holding the eye has like bulged out significantly. Something has grown inside of this.
Ooh,
Not who.
it's a science experiment.
No, which way is
It's the
it?
thing we gotta kill.
Wanting to go towards, like, which way is it looking?
It's not look. Well, you can't see it. It's inside the pouch still.
Oh,
But it's like ramming. Whatever's inside is ramming against the glass and going towards that path.
I want to go a little ahead to see if the sensation feels worse.
Yeah, as you start to move ahead and more towards where this thing was leaking its life essence, the sense grows even stronger.
Go back to the party. We need to investigate this. Something feels very off the closer I get to where that monster went to.
Yeah, we need to get a move on.
As much as I hate to say this, pull the lantern from the bag. I want to see it.
It's already
mean
been.
the
It's
back
already
of the
been.
lantern?
Yeah, it's already been pulled. It's like the lantern's just kind of being held by Madeleine right now.
Oh.
And whatever's inside the pouch that's inside the lantern is what's like bashing against the glass.
Mhm.
So how different does it
So-
look?
Well,
Imagine like one of those good-sized marbles. It was about that size. I think they're called shooters, like the really big ones.
Yeah.
It was about that size, stuffed into like a Crown Royal bag.
Okay.
Now it is bulging at the seams.
Can Ayoshi investigate the area which had the green glowing blood to see if it was absorbed into the soil? Is there some way to see what happened maybe with the blood?
Yeah, I won't even have you roll for that. That would just be kind of, yeah, that would be the most feasible thing to have happened. Is the soil has absorbed this blood.
Think the beast that we fought has dropped his blood here, and it is cursing this land. It is foul. It is unholy.
I would like to. Can I investigate the plant life around and see if down the trail if the plants look different as it was bleeding running through the woods?
Absolutely. While you're doing that, is anyone doing anything more with what might still be an eyeball?
Madeleine's gonna take her claws and try to like pry the bag away that was holding the eye to get a better look at what happened to it.
All right, so you try and like pry this bag away, and I mean you kind of have to use your claw at one angle to like kind of slit the bag open a little bit more. But this nasty pus-covered sinew wing shoots out and cracks the glass. It's not broken, but
Jump scare.
whatever's in there is trying to get the fuck out.
You said it's a wing?
It looks like a wing made out of sinew.
Madeleine slamming the top of the hooded lantern shut. It's evolving.
Shall we kill it?
I mean, it's still a good tracker, but if we're gonna get going, we need to get going now.
Agreed.
I think it's a
Before this gets worse.
clear enough path.
All right. So, Braun, you've walked down the path away from the group when this was all happening. Roll me nature, but something is very obviously wrong with some of the plant life here.
Oh, my nature sucks.
Trying to investigate nature.
17, and that's with the next one.
So, 17, that tells you, yes, clearly this blood is being absorbed into the earth, and it is tainting what is around it. The very early stages of what looks like an oh-so-familiar fungus has begun to sprout up in the area.
It's, kind of reminds me of Skulk from Minecraft.
Yeah, kind of. But something about these brain buds is different.
I step back out of the path into the clearing and I say, Ayoshi is right. This is tainting the ground that it travels on. It is manifesting itself in the environment. As Madeleine said, we have to go now.
It's as you say that you see the sinewy wing kind of wriggling around inside the hooded lantern.
Do we let it go to track? Or do you think we can tell just by how the path is tainted to track it down?
I don't know.
Is it still
This is
ramming
making
itself
my head
against the
hurt.
wall of the lantern?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I think so long as the glass doesn't break, we should be fine to keep it in the lantern. But I feel like we shouldn't let these Fey folk just stay here.
I think one of them's a little bit of a healer. My head's killing me.
Regina, upon saying that, have you looked at your wound lately?
The last I looked told me that it was healed, but it was still numb. I was poking at it.
So, what color is Regina's skin, just out of curiosity?
Green.
Okay. The patch, like where you got hit last night, has taken on this necrotic gray tone.
Oh, that's not good. Can I roll to see if I pass out?
I mean, if you just want to pass out, just say you pass out. That's no biggie.
Yeah, I just pass out.
Okay, Regina's just dropped like a fucking stone.
Willingly.
It's
So-
one of her phobias is her skin turning different colors.
Does anyone in the party notice her skin changing?
Can I do like a medicine check?
Well, okay, so you would all see Regina look at where she was, like, stabbed the night before. Her eyes go wide and then drop like a fucking stone.
I would like to start removing the clothing to get a better look at the wound. And do a medicine check and see
Sure.
if it's infected or like
I really
determine
don't
maybe
have
if I could understand what type of disease is affecting her.
Sure, so you remove what little clothing she has in that area, and unlike the rest of like her green skin, the patch where she got stabbed is this like colorless, clammy, textured skin. It's almost like some form of necrosis is set in rapidly.
Oh, this does not look good. Do they have a doctor here? I'm gonna go ask the famous. And I rush off
Hazy has
fast
an
before-
idea.
As I come over with my little water skin full of soup.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Bottoms up.
Can only pour a little bit as I crack the seal of this water skin, it kind of lets out
It's gonna
this
be
like
smelling salt, is what that is.
it's gonna
Like, pops
let
the
out this
filter
little bit of like a skull come out of the top of it. It's like the skull forms
Like-
and smoke as
like
they
in the
pour it in her
cartoons.
mouth. Yeah,
Cartoon poison sound effects.
Yeah.
and then pour it in her mouth.
Okay.
Wouldn't want to be her right now.
Not all of it, just about half of the water skin full of it went down.
Oh, half. How generous of you.
I was thinking just a swallow.
Oh my god. Okay, so this
And then-
chunky, viscous, black ooze is squirted out of the water skin and into Regina's mouth. I'm gonna roll a con saving throw for Regina.
And
Oh,
as
nice
it's
knowing
going
you.
in, anything that fell off to the side of her lips or on her cheek, I start scooping up with my finger and pushing it in her mouth.
Oh,
There you
God.
go. Bottoms up. Bottoms up. Yep, yep. There you go.
Okay, so Regina, you wake up with some of the most foul-tasting, you don't know what, and a goblin finger in your mouth, and the party like kind of surrounding you, trying to figure out what's going on.
I wake up, chomp my teeth, grind my teeth, and go to spit it out.
Yeah, that was my finger. That's not nice.
Taze, you take a point of bite damage.
Even Madelaine's a little sick at that. It's like,
Oh, what the?
These people have
And
very strange
You
customs.
see me corking my water skin and putting it back in my pack.
You.
Well, you should be fine now.
that's a chemical weapon. Ugh.
So,
I just wanna back.
Ayoshi, did you find a medic?
Is there any effects from the soup?
no, there's no effect from the soup. The Constitution save was to see if she got poisoned or not.
Oh, okay.
Oh. So I didn't wake up?
No, you're awake. It was just to see if you got food poisoning or
Yeah,
not.
you're not sicker than what you already are.
I still wanna back into.
Yeah, go ahead. Ayoshi, you said you ran into town to go find a medic, right?
I don't know. I guess we were around the camp, so I was trying to see if anybody in the camp.
Okay, yeah.
medic?
No one in camp is a medic.
We don't have medics here, guys. We must take Regina to the nearest medic in town.
Hmm.
We should return back to Murkwell.
We're gonna have
What-
to ditch the eyeball if we do.
What about our good friend Raul?
Rahul.
Rahul's
Maybe-
Out
dead.
of character, Claire.
Dead Rahul?
Yeah.
Dead Raul. You
There's a
can
statue of
always come, Regina. With me, we can ask for his guidance and his
To the
blessing.
shit you put in my mouth?
Oh, you'll be fine. It's all right. Come with me. We can ask Raul for guidance and a blessing. Together, he watches over us all.
Alright. We'll go.
Okay, so you perform whatever you're trying to do at Rahul's statue.
I get out my candles.
Made it.
Raul, we appreciate everything you have done for us, and we know you watch over this land. Please bless us on our journey and heal our friend Regina here.
And that's all.
The wind rustles and some birds chirp. And the whole party receives inspiration, but that's about it.
Hey, I'll take it.
I'll take
I,
it.
Nothing.
Thank you for that.
I step in and I say, well, it appears we're at an impasse. On one hand, we have a foul abomination to track, and on another hand, we have to save our friend.
Oop.
You were about to call me the foul abomination.
Looks like Soul dropped.
Oh,
Nope,
there she
she
is.
is.
No.
You are not the foul abomination. I've actually grown quite fond of you. I would hate to see you pass away in front of my very eyes.
That I could appreciate.
So, I don't want to pressure anyone. It is 10 o'clock, so the session is ending. I just need to know what the party would like to do for next week. Are we pursuing the abomination? What are we doing?
Well, I vote for pursuing the abomination just because we don't know what that eye is going to do while in captivity. It's going to
Vote
grow
for
into
pursuit.
another creature, or
Pursuit. Worse, I got is a headache and this discoloration. I'm not gonna look at anymore.
if anything, if we kill it, it might cure it. Who knows?
Maybe, maybe not.
Or
'Cause
maybe,
the eye is a ticking time bomb.
why don't we go back to the cave that we found Sark in and scrape the walls for some more, let's say, fresh medicine?
Well,
We don't
then-
have any guarantee that Sark is still there.
I think you would hope Sark is not there.
Because
Given
of
his
because of
zero
Regina's.
tolerance. Yeah. So the party steals themselves and forges off into the woods. What we will pick up next time is they are tracking the Infector.
Infector.
All right, so I guess then I will end the recording. Thanks for joining us, guys. Sorry for the little bit of a mix-up. We'll see you probably next week, hopefully with a full recording. It was nice having you all with us. Make sure to follow us on our social media. And as always, adventure on!
Adventure!
Yay!